I'm very delighted to officiate the 8th African Tax Research Network Congress. On behalf of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, I have the honor to sincerely welcome you all to Tanzania and Dar es Salaam in particular. We are greatly honored by your presence and we look forward to exchange ideas and experiences as you engage with each other on topical tax issues. Allow me to thank African Tax Administration Forum, ATAF, and Tanzania Revenue Authority, TRA, for partnering in making the 8th African Tax Research Network Congress a success. Indeed, I am grateful to learn that we are graced with resourceful participants from over 30 countries, encompassing academia, researchers, tax administrators, students, tax practitioners, consultants, and decision makers. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the African continent is reeling from the economic fallout resulting from the disruptions in global supply chains caused by the Russia-Ukraine conflict, tightening global financing conditions, dwindling overseas development assistance, soaring debt, the negative effects of climate change, and indeed it is yet to fully recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. The adverse effects from these shocks culminated to sluggish recovery in continent's real GDP growth, decreasing from 4.7% in 2021 to 3.9% in 2022, and the declining trend is set to reach a growth rate of 3.5% in 2023. On that note, this Congress, under the theme Contemporary Taxation Issues in Africa, is timely and pairs well with our pursuit and aspirations to mobilize much-needed revenue through robust tax policies and sound tax administrations. It further serves as a platform to discuss various critical contemporary taxation issues that are shaping the future of Africa's economic landscape, taking into account that the continent is considered to be the future of the world given its vast natural resources endowment, demographic dividend of youthful population, expanding high net worth individuals, and the African Continental Free Trade Area covering 55 countries with a market of not less than 1.4 billion people. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, in Tanzania we have embarked on a transformative tax reform, including enhancing fairness and efficiency, instilling voluntary compliance, promoting pro-growth tax systems, and addressing some of the global and regional contemporary tax issues. The overarching objective is to exploit every tax opportunity while maintaining progressive revenue measures to ensure stability in the market, predictability, and supportive to private sector's growth and nurture entrepreneurial spirit. To enhance fairness, compliance, efficiency, and simplification of tax systems, we have in place a tax modernization roadmap which encompasses, among others, scaling up tax education, amendments of legislations including the Tax Revenue Appeal Act to accommodate alternative dispute resolution mechanism and enhance reduce bureaucracy in addressing tax appeals, and leveraging digital technology to cope with increasing uptake in use of ICT systems and internet services. Systems developed so far include Tanzania Customs Integrated System, TANSYS, Electronic Fiscal Advisors, EFD, to monitor sales, ease record keeping for business and make tax assessments realistic and fair, while at the same time enabling tax refunds for the VAT to be done with the prescribed period, and then Revenue Gateway Systems, RGS, and the Government Electronic Payment Gateway, GP, to ease tax payment, and the Electronic Tax Stamps, ETS, to monitor and account for production and importation of accessible goods, electronic filing, e-filing for major income and consumption taxes, and the online registration of the tax identification number. In resolving complexity in the tax In taxing the informal sector, which accounts for nearly 70% of the economy, we implement the presumption taxation regime with tax brackets that commensurate with business sizes, that is, zero tax rate for micro traders and the additional tax bracket as trading grows. We have further devised means of identifying informal sector businesses in their localities by, among others, building affordable business premises and modern markets to entice formalization and ease traceability and monitoring. On the same note, business startups are exempted from paying tax for a period of 6 months from the date of business commencement. To promote growth and comply with regional and international contemporary tax issues, we have scrapped off over 230 nuisance taxes and levies that were attracting growth of businesses and were imposing non-tariff barriers on cross-border trade. Further, Tanzania has strengthened regional and international cooperation framework on tax matters, including avoidance of double taxation. So far, we have already concluded and signed agreements with 10 countries on avoidable double taxation and prevention of tax evasion. To scale up financial inclusion and minimize use of cash, we have reduced fees on financial transactions. And on environmental conservation, we have introduced excise duty on cement to mobilize resources for environmental management. In addressing tax evasion and avoidance through illicit flows and transfer pricing, the government continues to implement the action plan of Financial Action Task Force, FATF, and so far we have amended laws and regulations as part of implementing FATF technical standards, established the National Anti-Money Laundering, Counter-Terrorist Financing and Counter-Proliferation Financial Strategy from 2022 to 2023 up to 2026-2027, and conducted various trainings and campaigns aimed at increasing awareness on money laundering and terrorist financing. Distinguished delegates, these reforms measures that I have outlined have contributed to several achievements. The outstanding one being a notable improvement in revenue administration, with domestic revenue to GDP ratio recorded an upward trend over the past 5 years from 13.7% in 2018-2019 to 14.9% in 2022-2023, and driven by tax revenue with its share to GDP rising from 11.6% in 2018-19 to nearly 12.5% in 2022-23. Generally, these positive developments in revenue collection have made the government to be able to finance its budget by around 70%. We have also noted tangible socioeconomic multiplier effects translating across the country, ranging from improvements in education, healthcare, clean and safe water, to mega infrastructure strategic projects such as the construction of the 2,215 megawatts Julius Nyerere hydroelectric power plant, which is now almost 90.2% towards completion, the ongoing construction of multinational standard gauge railway, which is in good progress and will soon be launching its operation for the 500 kilometers section connecting the commercial city of Dar es Salaam and the capital city of Dodoma. In the medium term, the standard gauge railway network is set to extend up to Musongati and Gitega in Burundi and Kindu in the DRC. This will open the Musongati and Gitega mines of lithium and nickel, as well as facilitate transport of cargo to and from the port of Dar es Salaam. We also managed to revitalize the national airline, which is now operating in the region and across the globe. Distinguished delegates, despite the success stories that Tanzania and the other countries are registering in the tax administration, there are still several challenges that weigh on our reform agenda. As a result, we keep losing quite substantial revenues from taxable income stream, and as the average tax to GDP ratio in the sub-Saharan Africa has by and large remained below 18%. It is my humble plea that this conference, alongside the main themes that have already been decided, will spend some time also to brainstorm on the following. 1. Innovative solutions to mounting risks of transfer pricing, profit shifting, and illicit financial flow. 2. Measures to address problems of asymmetric information which hinders most countries in the region to effectively tax e-businesses, carbon credit trade, natural resources value chain, and tourism activities which are dominated by package tour arrangements. 3. Deliberate on tax incidences as countries' taxation policies are increasingly skewed to consumption and income taxes to compensate for the lost international trade taxes as regional integration and bilateral arrangements are taking the course. And finally, 4. As we navigate the digital technology, try to find out best ways that countries in the region with support from home-ground solutions will scale up collaboration in developing and managing ICT tools in tax administration to, among others, enjoy economies of scale and sharing of information. The current standalone arrangement is costly and has been a cause of concern for both government and taxpayers. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I firmly believe that this Congress provides a unique and invaluable opportunity for you to engage in meaningful discussions and debates on contemporary taxation issues in Africa. Tanzania remains fully committed to collaborate with other African nations to promote sustainable development and enhance tax administration. I eagerly anticipate the exchange of experiences and insight from each of you as we collectively strive to shape a brighter future for Africa through effective and equitable taxation. With these remarks, it is my honor and pleasure to announce that the 8th African Tax Research Network Congress is officially open. I wish you successful deliberations. Thank you for your kind attention. Karibuni sana Tanzania.